Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and man, I really appreciate you guys swinging by and spending some time with me watching the video. Always very grateful for that and never take that for granted. And guys, today we're going to be talking about sort of what I call a propaganda talking point that most every reel manufacturer puts out there in terms of the speed retrieve, the reel ratio of the gears. Guys, there is a lot of misunderstanding on this, and I'm going to go over it, give you guys my opinion on it. It's really going to not only simplify your fishing, but it's going to save you a lot of money in the long term. So we're going to get to that in today's video. Also guys, we're just about getting out of time for the end of the month. You know, the whole month of December, SolarBat has a 50% off sale on my Signature Series RB2 and RB3 series glasses. You guys would like to get you a pair, I'll put the SolarBat link in the description. You guys will absolutely love these things, man. This optical clarity is second to none on them. So link in the description of the video. Okay guys, reel retrieve ratios on this. Now, most people realize, or most people know what it is, but if you're not familiar, the reel retrieve ratio is how much line the reel takes up on one revolution of the spool turn. So if you turn it from one time like that, it's how much line the spool takes up. And it varies with what is called the retrieve ratio, or the reel ratio on there. Now, here's the thing about it, what I'm talking about, that's sort of like a propaganda talking point that has developed more and more over the years, thinking that you've got to have tons of different reel ratio retrieves. Because right now, guys, you have the option of getting stuff like 4.7 to 1, 5.3 to 1, 6.1 to 1, 6.3 to 1, 7 to 1, 7.3 to 1, 8 to 1, 9 to 1. You've got, I can't even keep up with them. There's so many dang reel retrieve ratios out there now. I've just give up even trying to keep up with it. And back, you know, in the early 80s, when the modern bait cast reel was really being sort of like perfected a little bit, you basically had one retrieve ratio. Everybody used like either a 5.3 to 1, or if you had a 6 to 1, that was super fast, but there wasn't a lot of options. And now every year you got more and more different retrieve ratios. Guys, I'm here to tell you right now, you don't need it. This is like it's nothing but a selling point, a talking point to sell more reels out there. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a time and place for it. If you want to get just picky down to a fine tooth comb, sure. It's like if you want to throw a big deep diving crankbait, maybe a 4-point whatever, you know, slow ratio, higher torque is going to be good. If you want to slow roll a 1 ounce spinnerbait and barely crawl the reel handle, maybe a 5 to 1 is good. If you want to throw a certain crankbait or whatever, maybe 6 to 1. Then if you want to flip and pitch, maybe you want an 8 or 9 to 1, because you don't need any torque. You just want to take up the line to get another pitch out there. But here's what the tips and advice I want to give you guys. All you need is a 7 to 1. This is the Lew's reel I've used. This thing's probably 10 or 12 years old. It's 7 to 1. Guys, a 7 to 1 bait cast reel will do everything that you need. Now, is it absolutely 100% perfect as far as a perfect tool under every situation? Absolutely not. But it gets by. It can get you by in every situation. This is the only reel I use, guys. You know, that's it. I don't have any other reel except a 7 to 1. And I fish every freaking bait that you see on that wall, every freaking bait that you see there, all those baits, every bait that I have, all the way from a big 10-inch swim bait to little small crankbaits or whatever, I fish on a 7 to 1 ratio reel out there. It's serviceable. It gets you by with it. You don't need anything else. And here's another advantage as far as staying with the same reel ratio. If you have all your reels the one ratio, you understand and you get sort of this muscle memory that forms as far as when you start reeling a reel. You know how much to speed it up and you know how much to slow it down. If I'm throwing a big hard pulling deep diving crankbait, I know I've used this 7 to 1 so many years, I know how slow I need to reel it. And if I'm burning a spinnerbait, I know how fast I need to crank the handle a little bit faster. I don't have to have the reel do it for me. I can adjust it, you know, just from my own muscle memory with that. So the main thing at the point of the video, guys, here is don't get sucked in thinking that you've got to have all the reel ratios for every technique and you're going to spend all this money getting different reel ratios. just get you a 7-to-1 and call it good, man. There's not anything that you can't do with the 7-to-1 out there that's going to be serviceable. It's going to be simpler for you. It's going to be, less time in adjusting to different torques and reel ratios. And it just simplifies everything. And I think anytime that you can simplify any aspect of your fishing, it's going to really help out a lot. So anyway, guys, that's just my 2 cents on it. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll talk later.